The reason why I want to talk about this is because there's this misconception about what it means to be clairvoyant. Is it to see the future? Is it to see spirit? Is it awakening the third eye? Many say that the third eye, the like second third eye, sits here in the thymus, or at the neck, so you can like see through the neck. There's so many different points of views and perspectives, and the one that I want to bring to you today is one of opening the perspective on what it means to be clairvoyant. So when I was tapping into my mediumship at the very beginning, I was seeing like feathers in my mind's eye. I was seeing all of these kind of faces at night as I was going to sleep. I was noticing that different colors would pop out at me. And even like right back to 2007 type of thing, around about that timing, when I was living in Queenstown, what I was noticing is that books would like pop out of the shelf, like they were highlighted and they got my attention, or there'd be certain foods in the supermarket, or I would notice the 111s on the street signs or looking at my phone. And this is all a part of being clairvoyant. And as you can strengthen those abilities when we're looking at the different clairs, rather than making it about what others have told you it needs to be about, what about looking into what being a seer means to you? Many can see the future in their dreams. Many can see spirit standing in front of them, but in their head. Many people, like myself, will have like a vision of my granddad while I'm talking to somebody else. And that is always my clairvoyant ability telling me that the client's granddad, who looked similar to my granddad, or maybe they had the same name, or maybe they were the same age or whatever, is around, right? So clairvoyancy is not necessarily textbook. In my experience, and I believe that experience trumps all knowledge, especially your own experience. So what that means to me is, what am I seeing? When I'm tapping into my psychic abilities, when I've cleared my space, when I've entity cleared, when I'm in my devotion practice, when I'm in my power, what am I seeing? And what I like to do is I like to see through the eyes of my greatest imagination. I like to see through my feelings. I like to see like whatever's popping around me literally in my physical container. Quite often when I'm reading and doing mediumship for other people or even myself, I have to close my eyes to go into like a room of what I'm seeing, what visions, what colors, what pictures am I seeing? Am I seeing anybody? Am I seeing any words? What is happening there? Or I can open my eyes and I can notice that words can pop out from the book or from my pen or a color. And I don't necessarily need cards to read, right? Because when we are looking with our eyes, and this is how many of us read cards as well, a little bit of a hot tip there, is we are noticing what we are seeing, but also expanding on what that could mean without defining it. Never putting a full stop at what you are seeing, but always asking for more. So here's another little hot tip. You might want to write it down. When you see something like a sign, a synchronicity, or something in your mind's eye, you say, thank you. Now, what else can you show me? Show me more. So I'm going to leave that here right now. So I just want you to touch base into yourself. What does seeing mean to me? And what out of what you've heard today, what pops for you? What do you see? Whether is it with your eyes? Some people see spirit with their eyes. I know my sister has seen many a spirit with her actual physical eyes. So the thing about that is sometimes someone might be standing in front of you and you don't know actually if it's a human or if it's a spirit, right? Unless they're kind of in your house, then you might be like, well, this is kind of odd, but this is kind of more rare. For me, I see it in my mind's eye and I trust that. I have conviction in myself to know who I am, what I am seeing, but I also ask to see more. I also come with absolute gratitude and I don't make it defined. I just expand out on what else is possible. This is a way that we grow our mediumship mastery.